Yes, it is that time.
My name's Tom Hughes, and I play Titus.
Hi, my name's Jojo Macari, and I play Domitian. You know, obviously, it's a pretty serious dream situation to be working with an actor like Anthony Hopkins. I mean, there's not many actors working right now to the same level of sort of legend status that he has. So yeah, I was pretty excited.
I think when you kind of start out doing this, and obviously, doing it for a little bit, but you want to feel what it's like to be in the moment with people of his caliber, but you kind of never expect it's going to be people of necessarily his caliber, which is the greatest. And so to be able to play a part where you get to kind of be in those moments with him and pull a scene apart and keep it alive and react and be proactive, it was just such a thrill.
I remember one day we were doing a scene together and I have to deliver a very long, intense speech to Anthony, who's sort of basically sits there behind a desk and looks at me sternly throughout it, which is quite a daunting thing to do to an actor like Anthony Hopkins, who's kind of written the old textbook on how to do that. So I walk in there and he says, Jojo, do you mind if I, please tell me to shut up, but you mind if I give you a note, give you a few pointers? And I'm like, what? Yeah, go on, man, please. That's fantastic. Like, the opportunity to learn from someone like that is just, well, what a privilege. Amazing.
It was predominantly myself and Jojo that worked with him, and he could not have been more welcoming and more supportive of us both as individuals and as a pair. He was just the best team player you could expect.
Behold, Rome's latest glory, born of my son Titus's conquest of Judea.
Domitian has a bit of a complex where he thinks everyone around him is just not thinking on a same level as him at all here. And I think he thinks like that privately about his own dad. But then as soon as he walks into a room with his father, the Emperor of Rome, he realizes that he is actually still just a bit of a worm. And I think there was something that really naturally happened where I have this in my head where I'm like, he's an egomaniac. He thinks he's the smartest man in the room. And you walk into a room with Anthony Hopkins and you're something like, oof, okay. The dynamic just developed incredibly naturally.
Your responsibility is to ensure our grain supply, storms or no storms.
Cannot control the winds or the tides.
Then you should make allowances for them, should you not?
There were a few scenes that were kind of heavier scenes that I had with Anthony, and Jojo the same. On the first day Anthony was in, the morning was Jojo and Anthony, and the afternoon was myself and Anthony. And obviously we're both kind of like, what, this is going to be a thing tomorrow, and then as I was walking on, Jojo was walking out and he just winked at me. He was like, it's good, man. I was like, okay, it's going to be great. Let me see you walking with that. But then after a few days, you kind of realize that I built my own rhythm with Anthony there, and so was Jojo. And I recognized that in terms of the characters we're both playing, Anthony kept cracking jokes to Joe. He would kind of keep it an intellectual spar. This is just hanging out, Whereas with me, he'd almost grasp my hand and just go like this. And you just go, oh, that's so clever. Because that's exactly what we both need to feel when we walk into a room. Titus needs to feel the presence of the man that is Vespasian, and Domitian needs to feel the fact, as Jojo has highlighted, that his intellect isn't quite at his level yet. And Anthony was building that. And I don't know if he intended it or it just came naturally, but everything working with him was just a thrill, because at every corner, what you need is what you got. And it was one of the best moments of my life working with him. It was brilliant.
I'm stunned. And to think I thought your instructors in rhetoric were overpaid.